Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we were watching Death Note, episode 25. Last episode was one of the best episodes of any show I've ever seen in my entire life. Honestly, it was insane. So much happened. So it was so iconic.
It really was. I mean, potato chip scene was really iconic. Another moment to recall is Light and Misa being taken in the car by Chief Yagami. This was the Light regaining Death Note scene up there.
It's something that we have been waiting for since he lost it, which I thought was probably
the explanation too.
Oh my god.
We speculated a bit. I never really fully gathered that the Death Note that was in Higuchi's possession wasn't Misa's. I thought it was because Rem was the Shinigami there, but Light switched ownership between even the Shinigami.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to quantify or how to put into words how much I enjoyed that episode. I feel like a video essay could be written on it. If somebody told me how many episodes were to take place in between Light having the giving up the Death Note and then getting it back, I would have been like, that sounds weird. You're gonna go that long without the main character having,
being kind of the main character we've come to know as Kira.
But as it played out in front of us each and every episode, it was perfect. It was perfect.
The plan, I mean, as Light said when he got back his memories, I've won.
I don't want El to die.
And now Misa is the literal last thing that has to happen before Light fully wins.
I don't want
El to die. We do not want El to die. I really like El as a character.
What happens when El dies? Are they going to suspect Light? What are they going to do? What would you write for El's death? It'd be
I don't know.
Accidental, right?
I don't know if everyone would start to suspect Light. I mean, they would be like, we haven't heard what El's real name is, so I don't know if they would immediately suspect that Light killed El when, one, they see Light and El being these friends that fight and hang out and solve mysteries together, and they also have a feeling, they think now from the rules in the back of the Death Note that have been faked, that Light and Misa could not have been Kira because they would be dead now. I don't think they would suspect Light if El died.
But they definitely think that another Kira was out there, right? They would think
that, this has already painted a picture that there are other Death Notes out there.
Correct.
They could paint a picture that Higuchi had an accomplice that also has a Death Note.
And then fall back to El telling Light in front of people that one day you could take over for me. Mm-hmm. Then Light could just be in charge of the whole investigation. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
They might start to think it's another member of the Yotsuba group
maybe
who also has a Death Note and was working with Higuchi, or that the real Kira has been, or the second Kira. They don't have the second Kira's Death Note, but El has already deduced that there is probably other Death Notes around.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all of the people that the second Kira killed are not in this first notebook. So, unless they took the time to write those people also in this book before turning it over, I'm not sure. But I don't think Light would be guilty of that one, unfortunately or fortunately. I don't know. I never know if I want to root for Light fully or not. I'm always like, yes, Light won, but I'm like, oh wait, he won. What does this mean?
Well, I definitely do in a sense, right? He's just because the main character is the antagonist does not mean I don't like him as a main character. And I, in a way, root for him from a story's sake. But from oh my god, he's so cute and I don't want to go one episode of this goddamn show without seeing El feed himself something. I don't want him to die.
Or play with little I think there might have been sugar cups or something. I don't know.
He's so
cute. Oh, yeah, okay. I think that's probably one of the best and most compelling things about Death Note and the plot is that you kind of can't 100% root for someone.
I am such a fan of multiple characters who are on opposing sides. That you are so
And
right.
I like characters who you don't agree with everything they say.
Correct.
That doesn't mean you don't like them as a character or don't necessarily like root for them. But I like fully fleshed out characters. Like,
Yeah.
if you meet a person and become friends with them, there's probably stuff about them that you don't agree with or you don't like how they did something, how they handled something. But that doesn't mean you don't like them as a person or want to hang out with them. And I think the same goes for like really well written characters in media.
Can we agree? Like, I don't know how they could end this show. I don't know. Like, I can't imagine. Like, I don't know what it's gonna be, and it could affect how I view it as a series afterwards. You know, of course, the ending's important. How are you gonna stick a landing? But
is it a stuck landing if Light fully wins and him and Misa run this world?
It depends
without
how
crime?
It depends how they play it out on screen or on the manga. I think the one thing I can say, and I don't know how you feel, is I think that 24 episodes in, this show is one of the most well-written stories that I've ever been able to
I mean, this
enjoy.
person thought, the writer like thought about all of these plans that readers and watchers couldn't even fathom, basically. Like, I like to pride myself on being having deduction skills and being able to like figure things out, you know, before it's explicitly said. But I have not been able to do this for a lot of elements of this show, and it's really stumping me on like how do we get past this? How do we get away with this? I did not think that all of the police would start touching the death note and Rem would be seen. That is not even something I thought Light would be okay with. So I never thought of it as an option, an actual option for Light to do. But there he went and proved to me that that was okay. It was all a part of his plan.
I would love to see like a death battle between Light Yagami and Sherlock Holmes. And I also would like to see like an IQ comparison between L and Sherlock Holmes. Ready?
Yes.
Sweet. Who would we cosplay for the finale?
So I know like people would totally tell me to be Misa or whatever, but I kind of want to be like L or something. Like a female L. Memories?
L backstory?
Oh my god, is it L backstory? Is this an orphanage?
It looks like an orphanage. Is that like a train yard?
This is like London-esque, right? And that's where
Yeah.
Elle has supposedly lived at some point.
Maybe Watery and L. I'm scared that he's gonna die this episode, Anna. Something house.
No, it's like the church orphanage. Maybe Watery took him there because his parents died and Watery wasn't legal guardian? I don't know.
Ryuzaki, is something the matter? What is it? What's wrong?
I'm really scared. He knows a page was ripped, right?
Interesting. The corner of the page of this notebook has been torn off. Then let me ask you, do gods of death love apples?
Not necessarily. We've evolved to a point where we do not require sustenance.
You're finally free to leave headquarters on your own, but it seems like you never go out.
I'm not in the mood for love or anything else right now. Anyway, are you suggesting that I'll be a nuisance for staying here?
His tone is slightly different, right? What a shot, dude.
Is Elle's backstory why we've always had choir music and church music?
Maybe. What imagery?
Let's create a new world together.
This is like a completely different show.
Careful what you do. God is watching your every move. You do, I know that I'll be safe. You draw me close for a while, so quiet. If I forget what you say, then me once again.
This is haunting, dude.
I love her shoes.
What should I do after that?
I did not think we'd just get a full-on musical number in the middle of Death Note episode 25.
What's going on? I heard criminals are being killed again.
There were 16 deaths just yesterday.
Just yesterday.
It's safe to say that Higuchi was the one killing criminals until we apprehended him. Oh man, not again! Damn you, kidda.
It's weirder hearing him say that now.
I can't believe this. It has to be Misa.
She has nothing to do with this. Think about it. This started as soon as Higuchi died.
I'll just have to bring that person to justice. The Shinigami insisted that it didn't know, but if someone were able to kill simply by writing a name on a torn piece of the notebook, whoever writes a name in this notebook has to write another name within 13 days. Light Yagami and Misa Amane are both still alive.
Ryuzaki, I've been thinking, even if we do manage to catch the person who's been writing names in the notebook, will we really be able to legally convict and punish them for mass homicide?
Of course we can convict them. This guy's intentionally writing names in the notebook, knowing that these people are going to die.
It's a really interesting question, though.
It's not a very humane way to do things, but if they admit to killing with the notebook, they'd receive the death penalty, or life in prison at least.
She'll be caught, and once that happens, you'll also be... So that's what your plan is. You're truly disgusting. Light Yagami is certain that I will do anything to help Misa and save her life. The only way for me to save Misa is to write Ryuzaki's real name in my notebook. And if I kill Ryuzaki, it mean that I deliberately lengthened Misa's life, and I will die as well. Light Yagami has planned everything.
Oh my god.
So it's basically like Misa only lives if Rem dies.
You do, Rem. You may be a Shinigami, but you can't hide the fact that you care for Misa. Come on, think about Misa's happiness.
A human playing God.
There's no information this time. This is such an eerie episode. It makes me feel really uncomfortable, you know?
They're like purposefully trying to make us uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
this is like having an empty, like cut.
Eerie
you know?
ambient noise.
Even the sounds of Elle chewing, you know, it was different.
This is insane. The audio in this
What they've
episode's so
done
good.
with like audio this episode, I
and the
completely
visuals,
agree.
everything.
Surprised. Elle.
What are you doing standing out there by yourself?
Oh, I love how it's drowned by the
It's so
by
good.
the rain.
What are you doing standing out there by yourself? What are you doing, Ryuzaki?
Oh, I'm not doing anything in particular. It's just, I hear the bell.
The bell?
Yes, the sound of the bell has been unusually loud today.
I don't hear anything.
Really? You can't hear it? It's been ringing non-stop all day. I wonder if it's a church, maybe a wedding, or perhaps a...
What are you getting at, Ryuzaki?
I'm sorry. Nothing I say makes any sense anyway. If I were you, I wouldn't believe any of it.
Honestly, most of the things you say sound like complete nonsense. There'd be no end to my troubles if I actually took you seriously all the time.
I would say that's a fair assessment. But I could say the same about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Tell me, Light, from the moment you were born, has there ever been a point where you've actually told the truth?
Where's this coming from, Ryuzaki? I do admit I stretch the truth here and there. Find me one person in this world who's never had to tell a lie. It wouldn't be easy like that. Everybody lies from time to time. I've always made a conscious effort to be careful not to tell a lie that could hurt others. That's my answer.
I had a feeling you'd say something like that. Let's go back inside.
That looks more like the guy in the opening as Light's walking by, right? Light with wet hair.
This is...
It's a masterpiece.
It's a
that's what I
masterpiece. I'm in awe. I'm stunned right now, dude.
I mean, what did you expect?
You're right. Sorry.
Elle's talking so differently too, like quiet and meek.
It feels like he knows he's gonna die.
Is that why he's hearing the bell?
What are you doing?
I thought I might help you out. You were busy wiping yourself off anyway.
That.
I can give you a massage as well. It's the least I can do to atone for my sins.
Sins.
The religious, like, symbolism is insane.
Do what you want.
All right.
Hey,
You'll get used to it.
here. You're still soaked.
I'm sorry.
Why
This
are they
is-
setting us up to like have
This
these
is-
like emotional like ambient moments of like Elle and then
It'll be lonely, won't it?
it'll be lonely, won't it?
You and I will be parting ways soon.
The religious undertones, man.
Yes? I'm on my way.
It's like Elle knows. You might be right on that it's like seeming like he knows he's gonna die soon or something.
It seems like it's all worked out.
What's all worked out?
You've somehow gotten approval from another country to use the notebook for an execution?
Watari, excellent work, thank you.
Not at all.
Please make arrangements to...
Is he gonna prove that you can kill after tearing a page off?
I'm gonna try out the notebook for real.
If he proves that you can do that, then he can put suspicion still towards Elle or Light.
If someone starts writing in the notebook, they'll have to obey the 13-day rule and keep writing names forever.
It's already been worked out. The person who will write in the book is a criminal scheduled to be executed in just over 13 days. If we work this out, the entire case will be solved.
What's this? A blackout?
Rem.
Watari?
What's going on?
I told Watari to make sure that he should erase all information in the event that something were to happen to him.
Where is the Shinigami?
Good question. I don't see it.
Everyone. The Shinigami. Hey, Ryuzaki, come on. Snap out of it.
What happened?
On.
Calm down, Light.
We're gonna die! Watari, Ryuzaki, it'll be us next! Damn you! Where are you, Shinigami? Come out! You know something about this, don't you? Come on out!
We better go and look too. What the hell is this stuff?
Sand?
What does this mean?
Whatever happens next, I swear I'll avenge Ryuzaki's death. Solve this case in honor of him and for Watari.
Let's do this for them.
Yeah, but aren't we all gonna get killed?
Matsuda, if you're afraid of dying, then leave the investigation.
But it's weird hearing you say that. You sound like Ryuzaki.
I've gotten rid of everything in my way. I am the god of the new world.
I don't want to talk. It doesn't feel real to me at the moment. I feel like I couldn't even like cry or feel anything emotionally because I kept feeling like he was going to open his eyes and be like, "Gotcha, I saw you smirking as I was dying."
You're right. I think I felt exactly what you did in that moment. Then I connected it. This might be a little grim. I've had relatives pass away, and sometimes they have viewings here in the States. And during the viewings, you are approaching this body of this person that you knew, and it doesn't feel real. It feels like it's somebody, like they're gonna open their eyes any second, kind of thing, you know. And that's kind of what I felt like there. I don't know what to say. It had to happen for the story, right? There's no choice. It was inevitable, right?
I guess. Unfortunately, I guess. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Like it.
I kept trying to think of a way that it didn't have to happen. But like at the end of the day, Elle would have been able to catch Misa, you know? So of course Rem would do this. And Elle only had like a tiny part in the intro, right?
I don't know.
And it was at the very beginning, and then like other people were shown. Maybe that was foreshadowing of this happening, but I kept feeling during it like it wasn't real. But like just how the emotional aspects and the audio of this episode, they were definitely leading up to it happening. They were setting a tone, I think rightfully so, for killing off a character that was basically a main character. And for us to feel something when that happened, to hope, and for us to hope that Light would feel something instead of smirking. Like, I kept also looking at his face to, like, hope that he regretted this happening, and I didn't see it, and that's, like, what made this even more, like, upsetting and irritating.
That fucked me up, man. It's hard to talk.
That's how I feel. Like, I don't even think I have anything to contribute to a discussion about it because I don't know what's going to happen now. There's like, what? There's still 10 episodes or more, you know, whatever. I think there's like 37 episodes in the show. I'm like, I don't know where you go from here because like Elle was like the main cat and mouse game, you know, like. So, like, what happens now? Light's leading this investigation of himself.
He's literally just taking over L. Like the symbolism that Matsuda said. Like that's something that Ryuzaki would say.
And that he painted, like L already painted this into reality when he said, "If anything happened to me, I want Light to, you know, take charge."
Man, I just I don't know. I didn't think it was I was in denial that it was gonna happen. Like even like it leading up to it, I was like rambling about like all these theories, like L's gonna like send himself out, or this like we already have this like planned out. Like I was trying to convince myself that all of the symbolism in the episode wasn't real.
Do you know what I tried to convince myself of? Like similar. It seemed almost like maybe Ryuzaki was like an church orphanage kid. I was like, well, maybe the name above his head is the name that he was given after losing his family, and that's technically his legal name or whatever, but not his real name. But obviously Rem would see whatever is his real name. So I was just trying to like
Yeah, I know.
come up with
I
other
completely understand.
other reasons why that wouldn't be correct.
Good job, Light.
Good job, Light.
Like, you outsmarted, you played the game, and you won. You're smart.
It just
Good
sucks
job.
how he went. Yeah, how he like won.
And like,
Could he have won without Elle dying? Like, I would have preferred that, but I don't.
well,
think it's
I know
possible.
that we would have preferred that, but as a
Yeah.
character, like, that was, he won in every aspect that he wanted to. I'm even now, I'm like trying to think of every way that Elle wouldn't be dead, or he knew that this was going to happen to this degree, and he put something else randomly into place that will allow Light to be caught, or I don't know. I don't know. I hate it. I wonder if I thought like, oh yeah, we're only getting a little bit of Elle's backstory here, right? We're gonna get some more backstory later on, so he'll survive more, like, longer.
Yeah.
This episode, like, the art direction, the sound design especially, was absolutely phenomenal. Like, it was perfect. I'm just really fucked up right now, bro. Easily one of my favorite characters in fiction died. And I think part of the sadness isn't just because this fictional character died, but I'm just gonna miss seeing new content from him. I'm gonna see missing dialogue from him in the future, and I am trying to sit with the reality that I am not going to be able to see that character eat any more snacks or say anything cute or make any like faces. It's just
He was
it's
such
hard
a
to
good
accept.
character. Like, to make the show, to make there be more like little moments, little quips, little dialogue, little actions that were, even if they were subtle or little, or you could have missed them, they were interesting or funny or whatever. They were great. All of them. And that's like a true... How do you keep that same energy going forward in this show without Elle, you know? Like, is it all just going to be doom and gloom, bad things happening? We know Light is the killer, but like nothing can be done? Because I don't know like how compelling that could be plot wise to have a bunch more episodes of basically Light on top.
I don't know. Obviously there's not one thing in reality that would cause me to have any worry about where the show is going because of how well it's been done up to this point. So I have no reason to not trust, but
I'm surprised this isn't the end.
I am. I'm not.
Well, I'm not surprised, but it could have been story-wise.
I don't know if this was the end story-wise. I don't think I'd be satisfied.
I don't think I would have either, but I've watched things that have had unsatisfying endings, and it could have happened here. Thank goodness it didn't. Hopefully the end is actually, good and satisfying. So now we have Light both in charge of the investigation of himself and in charge of the death notes.
Yeah. He wins, right?
He can always seem like he's about to catch Kira. He can be convincing in the investigation, giving little bits of knowledge and figuring things out, but always being one step behind Kira. He can do that because he's Kira.
Yeah.
He can play this part perfectly of this investigator that's just almost there all the time and believable. Oh wow, he's figuring out all of these things about Kira. He's gonna be able to catch him. He's gonna be able to just like
He's gonna be able to kill Misa.
Yes. And he's gonna be able to have the hope of all of the people rallying to catch Kira. Because they're gonna be like, wow, he's really good at this. He's almost there. He almost caught him. He's like another L. Is he gonna kill Misa?
Yeah. What's gonna stop him? Nothing.
Nothing, actually. I mean, he was okay with killing L. Obviously, L and Misa serve different roles, but
this is again me trying to convince myself of something. You wonder if by the end of the series, Light's gonna realize that he's alone now.
That'll be interesting if that happens.
Because L is gone. And because, man, that rooftop scene was so well done.
Amazing. We both called it a masterpiece.
When L said, I cannot do this, the disservice of not getting this line 100% right. So please bear with me for a second while I pull it up. But this line, without a doubt, was one of the best lines ever. I don't know. Give it a second and it'll come up. Tell me, Light, from the moment you were born, has there ever been a point when you've actually told the truth? Like, in my head, at this moment, L is 100% that Light is Kira, and he's 100% that his death is inevitable. And I think him drying and massaging Light's feet was him admitting defeat.
Yes, which is a very religious imagery of grabbing the feet and drying them. If we're going with this kind of church theme that obviously Elle put into place a little bit with this episode, but there's also been, especially at the beginning, you're right. It's admitting some form of basically not bowing down, maybe necessarily, but it was definitely a physical showing of him knowing that he had lost.
It's not as simple as Light killing this character that I love. It's the lack of remorse that not only have you killed him, but you've deprived him of heaven if it exists.
When you kill someone with the Death Note, does it deprive them of heaven?
El's touched the Death Note.
El has touched the Death Note. I thought it was just if you wrote something in the Death Note.
I don't think so. Maybe it's if you write something in the Death Note. I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. You're right. I'm gonna tell myself that you're right. I think you're right. I hope you're right. I'm really upset. I'm sorry. I
feel like I've had to force myself to talk this whole time.
Me too. Normally, it's really exhausting.
If I'd watched this episode like on my own, I don't think I would want to talk for a while. I'm normally very talkative, so that's weird.
I feel like crying. Everything about this episode was a masterpiece. Well done. I'm sure next episode I'll have more to contribute critically, like before the episode starts. But right now, I think
it's valid. We just got hit with. We've been with the show for 25 episodes now. We both really like Elle as a character. It's totally valid that we don't have tons to contribute to a conversation at the moment.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this with us. Please take care of yourself. See you next time.